Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Or you are getting there? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Right, nice. Yeah, Ramesh Anvaram. Ramesh Anvaram. Don't you have any ID number? Ramesh Anvaram. Are you there? Ramesh Anvaram. Are you there? Yeah, Ramesh Anvaram. Are you there? Right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session. Okay. And I'm requesting to all of you again and again, Servlet's first program is very, very important. One time, if we complete this Servlet's first application, one time if we complete it, no. So you will not get any problem throughout your server-side programs. That means Servlet's programs, you will not get any problem here. So then try to observe carefully how we are going to prepare the first application without failure. Okay, all right. Now come to the content here, what we completed there in the last session. Few points here we have to discuss there. Now let's see these points here. The server here we started, I think so, right? The server's topic here we started there. Now tell me, in a client server applications overall, three main components are available. What are the three main components now? One is like what their client, second one is what their protocol, and third one is what their server. Already we understood clearly client and protocol. Then what we started there is server. Observe carefully. Now, what is this server actually? What exactly the meaning of a server? Server is a software. Don't think about it as a computer. Server is what there is a software installed in a machine, installed in a computer. Now that computer is called as what there server computer or server machine. Okay, then what it able to do? Able to process the request. It able to take the request and it able to process the request. Fine. In client server applications, what is the role of the server? What exactly the job of the server? Getting requests from clients, taking requests from clients, identifying the requested resources at server side applications, Request is coming for a particular resource. To which resource that request is coming, that must be identified by the server. Executing server side resource, request is coming for some, for example, some registration servlet. Executing that registration servlet. By the execution of that registration servlet, automatically response has to be generated. Taking that response, dispatching that response to the respective client. Generating dynamic response and dispatching that response to like what their respective client. That's it. This is overall responsibilities of what their server. Got it or not? All right, sir. Don't get any confusion. I may give two statements now. Don't get any confusion between two statements, but clarity is required. What is a server? Other question is what is a servlet? What is servlet? Then what is server? They're the 2 points here. We need to get differentiation. Some misunderstanding is going on in outside. What is that misunderstanding? No. If I ask a question to you directly, what is a servlet? No. Most of the people are saying that servlet is a program at server machine. Up to that is okay. It will generate some dynamic response to the client. This is wrong. Understand my point here? People are saying what there? Servlet is a server side program. Okay, I accepted it. But immediately what people are saying there, most of the people, 99% of the people are saying that it will generate dynamic response to the client. No. Servlet will not generate dynamic response to the client. Remember this. Servlet is a program. If server is executing that program, by the execution of that program, response will be generated. That will be taken care by server. Server software will catch that response and it will dispatch that response to the client. Servlet is not sending response to the client. Servlet, if we execute servlet is a program, set of instructions. If server is executing that program, the server will get some response from that. Server will generate some response to the respective client. Yes, sir, got it or not? Observe carefully. Sending response to the client is whose responsibility actually? Is a server's responsibility, not a servlet's responsibility. If we execute the servlet, response will be generated. That will be dispatched to the client by server. Servlet is only if anybody else is executing that program, response will be generated. That's it, not more than that here. So that is a point here we have to understand clearly. Got it or not? Right, sir. Then after that, next one is what that generating dynamic response, executing server side resource. Then after that, I'm telling there generating dynamic response. Then after that, sending dynamic response to the respective client. In place of sending, we can use like what there or dispatching. Both are same. No need to think about it. Or dispatching response, dynamic response to the respective client. Examples for server softwares are given there. So many: Tomcat, WebLogic, Glassfish, Wildfly, and so on. There are two types of servers in outside. What are the two types of servers now? One is like what their web servers, another one is like what their like application servers. Two types of servers are existed here now. Observe carefully. What are the two types of servers here? All right, sir. Now, web servers and application servers. Observe carefully. What is that web server and what is an application server? Web servers are able to provide an environment to execute web applications only. Only web applications execution purpose we are using like what their web servers. Examples I have given there. Up to Tomcat 5.x version, it is a web server. After that, Tomcat is also be converted as what their application server. Resin, Oracle Web, all these are like what their, these are like what their web servers. Application servers are able to provide an environment to execute both web applications and distributed applications. What are the examples for them now? Tomcat 6.x version onwards. Tomcat is what their application server. Even still, I have some kind of what I'm telling you. I have some kind of a low priority for Tomcat server. Heartily, I'm not saying it is an application server. More than web server, less than application server. Understand it clearly. Higher than web server, lower than application server. Semi application server, if I use that word, it may be suitable for it. But anyway, but documents are saying that this is a Tomcat 6 point version and above versions are the Tomcat or what their application server. Why I'm heartily not saying that Tomcat 6.x onwards is an application server. Why it is not like that? I have a reason. My own reason is what there. In general, if any application server is available, it must support the execution of the EJB components in general. EJB components must be supported by application server. This is in general. But when we take this Tomcat now, still even Tomcat 10th version or 11th version is available as of now. Still Tomcat is not giving support for what their EJBs. If it is not supporting for EJBs now, majority of the middleware services are also be not supported. Majority of the services are also be for distributed applications are not supported. Problem is going on here. So because of that reason, still heartfully I'm not saying that applications are, that means Tomcat 6.x version and above versions are what their application server, but exactly it is not web server. At the same time I'm telling that it is not web server. Before that, that means after web server, before like what their application server, maybe I may use the term like what their semi application server. Maybe if I use that, it may be suitable. Understand the intensity what I'm telling to you now. Understand my intention here. Observe carefully. Right, sir. But WebLogic, Wildfly, Glassfish, these are perfect application servers. They're giving max level support for EJBs and as well as some other content. Clear. Next one is after that, if we install any server software on our mission, on server mission, then the two components are going to be installed. What are the two components, guys? One is what their main server, another one is what their container. What's the difference between main server and a container? There are given some internal flow also. Now try to understand it clearly. In web applications, when we submit a request from client to server, one minute, wait. Yeah, I think so. This is a diagram. I forgot to copy this diagram. Yeah, I given that. Don't worry. Right. All right, sir. When we submit request from client to server, then the request will be processed with the following steps. In these steps, we can understand clearly what is main server and what is container. Mainly, total flow are given there. Please remember this total flow. Why? Because in the future we may get a question. Tell me what is the servlet's flow of execution. Tell me servlet's flow of execution there. Of course, I will give in the future the total flow of execution. But in the total flow of execution, almost all 25% of the flow is covered here. Now tell me, what is it? First point here? No, right. In the diagram here, we can understand. When we submit request from client to the server, of course, protocol will take that request. Protocol will prepare request format. Protocol will send that request format to like what their server. In the server, who will take the responsibility of taking this request? No, main server. Immediately, main server will check whether this request is good or bad. Immediately, main server will check whether this request is good or bad. If this request is good, then it will identify for which resource the request is coming. For example, if this request is bad, then here itself main server will send some response back to the respective client about to say bad request. The request format is not good. The requested resource may not be available. Something else. Okay, assume it. Request is good. When request is good, now main server will check for which resource the request is coming. Here no resource is defined at server side with respect to the request. No, whatever the request is coming there, which specifies some resource name is what there ABC. Unfortunately, if ABC is not available at server side, no, there also be main server will send some response back to the respective client, error response. The requested resource is not available with some status code. It able to generate some response. No. For example, the request is coming for static resource like what their login form.html. All HTML pages are what their static resources. All HTML pages are what their static resources. They will not provide any execution at server side. They will not generate any different responses for different clients. No, same response for any type of request. If the request is coming for static resource, no, then main server will take the responsibility of handling that static resource. Then simply it will identify the static resource, that is login form.html. Simply it will open the login form.html. It will copy the total content of the login form.html. the total copy will be submitted to the respective client as a response. Now main server is not executing anything at server side, just get the copy and submitting that copy as a response to the respective client through the protocol only. Okay, this is about like what their main server. In the case, if the request is coming for dynamic resource, if the request is coming for what their dynamic resource, can you tell me what are the dynamic resources? No. Tell me what are the dynamic resources? No. Servlets are dynamic resources. JSP pages are what their dynamic resources and so on. So if the request is coming for any dynamic resource, no, then immediately what main server will do, in this example you can understand, whenever login form HTML here we are getting there at a client browser where we enter username and password, where we click on what there login button. When we click on this login button, automatically a request will come to what there to the again main server. Now this time main server will take that request data. It is identifying /login. That is what there an URL pattern for a particular servlet. Of course, your main server will check. This request is coming for login. Login is what there. It is not HTML page. It is not JSP page. It is like what there a servlet. URL pattern for a particular servlet. Then immediately main server will identify this is a request for a particular dynamic resource. That is what their servlet. Of course, in the server, so many containers are available. Servlet container is available, EJB container is available, JSP container is available. Now, main server identifies this. This request is coming for what there? A servlet. Then immediately, main server will send that request to what there? Servlet container. Now, servlet container will take that request. Now, servlet container will identify the requested servlet at server side. Servlet container knows about it, how to execute servlet component. Servlet component must be executed by following lifecycle stages. Servlet container knows about it, how to execute that particular servlet. It knows about the lifecycle of the servlet. Then servlet container will execute servlet by following lifecycle. By the execution of this login servlet, some response is coming. What is that response here? Maybe login success or login failure. Some response is coming there. Now servlet container, by executing that servlet, container will generate some response. That response will be submitted back to like what their main server. Now main server will send that response back to what there to the respective client through the protocol by preparing response format and all. Finally, response is coming to like what there to the respective client browser. That's it. Now this is the entire flow of execution here we can understand. But here I have a question. What's my question here? What is the main difference between main server and container actually? Main server is the first person in the server software to pick up all the requests. If the request is coming for static resources, main server will handle it. But if the request is coming for dynamic resources, no, it has to hand over that request to whom there? To the container. So container knows about it, how to execute dynamic resources. Container knows about it to execute servlet as per the servlet life cycle. So the point is what there server side components are executed by container, not by main server. But main server knows about it, how to handle static resources, how to take requests from the protocol, how to send response to the protocol, how to dispatch response to the respective client. So this is also a major task. Getting requests from container, that means getting requests from client, sending response to the client, it is also a major task. How it is acting as a major task now, observe carefully. Our request data is available in the form of network or not? The total request data is available in the form of like what their network representation. The total thing is available in the form of like what their network representation. Observe carefully. This network represented data must be taken by what their main server. So maybe internally it has to perform like what their deserialization over the requested data. Then after that it able to convert from network representation to system representations like marshalling or unmarshalling. This kind of things it has to do internally. Then only it able to get like what there that exact system data, exact request data. Then it will go for its own process. Again, to submit some response to the client, no, response is coming in a system representation. First it has to be serialized. Next it has to be like what they're marshaled. Then marshaled data will be submitted to the network. Network will carry that response to like what their respective client. Right. Anyway, then I given one separate conclusion here I given there. What is the conclusion here? This is a conclusion. No, main server is not having any capability to handle dynamic resources, where containers are having capability to execute dynamic resources. Why? Because Containers are having the implementations of the dynamic resources lifecycle actions like servlet lifecycle, JSP lifecycle, and so on. So main server is not having this much of capability, where containers are having this type of capability. Got it or not? Just leave this punch here. Then after that, in general, containers are classified in the following two ways. What are the various things? No, depending on the server side technologies, there are some containers like what there, servlet containers, JSP container, EJB container, and so on. But depending on the containers of physical existence with the main server, there are three types of containers. What are the three types of containers? No, first one is what there, standalone container. Next one is what there, in process container. Third one is what there, out of process container. Yes, sir. Got it or not? So these are overall containers and their types now. All right. Now here we have to understand what is this standalone container. Just only one statement like this here we are able to get. First one is like what there, what we are understanding there, standalone container. What exactly the meaning of standalone container? Nothing, sir. All right, sir. It is an integration of. It is an integration of. Observe carefully. Integration of main server and container as a single unit. A single program is acting as like what there, single program is acting as like what there, standalone container, and what next one, main server. That means single program is acting as main server and container. So this type of container is called as like what there, standalone container. No separated, it is not separated clearly. Main server is not separated, container is not separated. A single program is acting as what there, main server, and as well as like what there, container. This is like what there, standalone container. Right, leave this one. Next one is in process container. In process container, name itself is giving clarity for us. No, it's a container existed inside main server. Physically, that container is existed inside what their main server as an internal process of main server. As an internal process of main server, it's a container that existed inside the main server as an internal process of the main server. Inside the main server, so many processes are available, where one of the process is what their container. Like this, it is existed. Correct or not? Previous one is what there, a single program is acting as what their main server and container. That is a standalone. But in process container is what there, in process container in the sense container is existed inside what their main server. Container is existed inside what their main server. Observe carefully. Next one is third one. What about this third one? Can know? What about this third one? Can know? Third one is like what there, out of process container. Out of process container. What you are understanding this out of process container here? Observe carefully. Out of process container is what there? It is a container. It is a container that exists in outside of the main server. Means that here. Means that what's the point here I'm telling there? Exists outside of the main server. Main server is totally different and a container is totally different. In the diagram we have seen this. Now tell me, this is which type of container here we are using there? Out of process container. Understand my point here? So this is not the integral part of the main server. Moreover, it is not a single program. Of course, for our better understanding purpose, I have given this explanation here. But these many containers are existed here now. Alright, sir. First one is like what the standalone container. It is an integration of main server and container as a single unit. In process container, it is a container that exists inside the main server as an internal process of the main server. It is a container that exists outside of the main server totally completely outside here now. Then immediately we may get a question. Number of servers are available, sir. Number of servers are available. Now here, which container will be used by servers now? Which container will be used by servers here? That's the question now, actually. Now I'm giving clarity from the above containers. Which containers are used by the servers is completely depending on the server internal implementation. Server internal implementation. That means that's totally the interest of the server vendors. We cannot say one particular container will be used. Moreover, in some servers, we are unable to see what container is used there internally. It's totally abstraction. That's totally related to whom their third-party vendors. That depends on what their server vendors. But we cannot say this type of container will be used. This kind of things are going to be used. But everything will be available inside the server software what we installed. But which container will be used at our level, at a developer level, we are unable to understand that clearly. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Developer is not going to think up to that level. Of course, server administrators are available in outside. Server administrators are available. Nowadays, DevOps team. DevOps team is available. They may know about this particular content. But at developer level, not required to think up to that level. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? Try to understand this clearly now. Right, guys. Now, this is about like what there. Total containers topic. What exactly the topic here? Containers topic here, what we understood. Now, this is about totally server concept. Total concept of this server here, we understood that. That's okay, fine now. Next one, after that, after completion of it, the next topic would be like what there? Steps to prepare first web application. First web application. Here, web application in the sense like what there? Servlet application. Servlet application only, not any other one here. Steps to prepare first web application. All right, from this point onwards until the completion of this particular topic, topics are important. Everybody must understand this. Of course, within this particular topic, some topics are very much interested, some other topics are maybe a little bit boring. Even though they're boring, you have to understand. But unfortunate thing is what there, that boring concepts are important in the point of interviews. No? Understand it here. So then where you feel that boring, no, the topics are in fact they're important in the interviews. So then without failure, we have to put concentration on each and every topic. Each and every part here we have to understand. Okay, clear? And before that, I want to give a little bit clarity about the process, what is going to be happen. Then just before this, I give in some point here. So which container will be used inside the server? It is the responsibility of the server administration team. I said, you know, but first of all, understand, keep this point in your mind here. In the company, being the full stack Java developer, what is my responsibility? Case number one. Case number two. Myself is a normal Java developer, not as a full stack Java developer. I know sub to Spring Boot microservices, not as a full stack Java developer. Then what is my responsibility? Two cases are available. First, let us see normal Java developer's responsibility. After that, we will talk about what are the full stack Java developer responsibility. As a normal Java developer, what is my responsibility there? Of course, might be company has taken some requirement from the client, some requirement, some SRC is coming, some project is coming there. Architect level work is completed. Then project managers or maybe analysts, they might be dividing the total project into a number of pieces, number of modules. That modules will be assigned to the number of teams. In a particular team, myself is one of the developer. Myself is a Java developer. Might be my team lead, team manager has taken that particular module. Again, it divided into sub pieces. That each and every sub piece might be given to some senior software engineers. Under the senior software engineers, one or two software engineers or junior software engineers might be working. Think of it, myself is a junior software engineer. Finally, I got a requirement. Okay. Then what next one here? I got a requirement. Just I started implementing that requirement. I completed my requirement. When I completed my requirement, then what is my next responsibility? What is my next responsibility? When I complete my requirement here, I need to prepare, I need to submit my total implementation to my team lead. My team lead will gather individual requirements from all the senior software engineers. They will combine it again he will submit that requirement to whom there, to the project manager or maybe project lead or project manager. He will take the total requirement, then he will study the total part here, finally he'll integrate the total solution. Think of it that project manager or maybe project lead, or he might be a Java, finally Java head. He has taken all the requirements, all the implementations, finally he combine all of them. Then after that, what is his responsibility? Nothing else. Whatever the solutions he got there, he will integrate them. Then he has to prepare a particular bundle. That bundle may be var file, if it is a web related var file, or if it is something else, jar, no, jar files. By combining var files and jar files, no, you might be creating EAR files. Enterprise archive. Jar in the sense Java archive. Var in the sense web application archive, web archive. So by combining jars and vars now, finally he has to prepare what their EAR file, enterprise archive, EAR, year file. That means like that file might be created. Okay, then what next one here is a basically Java developers view. I'm telling them when he prepared this EAR file, he has to deliver that EAR file for what there. Of course, testing is also be completed. Assume it internally. Assume testing is also be completed. The EAR file will be submitted to whom there, to the system administrators team. The system administrators team, they're monitoring 24/7 what their server, actual server. So they will take your total implementation, that well tested implementation, and they knows how to deploy that application into the actual server. They may have different deployment methodologies. So they will take your total implementation, they will deploy the total application onto the server. At the time of deploying that application to the server, they have to manage that server effectively. All the resources from the server side are created or not, that server environment is created or not, the deployment environment is created or not for deploying this particular product, that everything could be taken care by server administrators team. They will deploy that application, maybe soft deployment or hard deployment or something else. They had their own mechanisms. They will deploy that. Once they are deploying that, then after that they will might be again they will check it or maybe something else. No, finally application is going to be deployed. Then maybe people might be using that application there. Again they will check for it that application is running successfully or not. When everything is completed there, then after that they will move that product to like what their production. Then in the production, in the sense that everything is going in at a client home. At a client home, they will install that project to the respective client home. Then they'll give some part of knowledge transfer for their employees. The client to employees there, employees can use that. That's okay. That's a different scenario. But here Java developers requirement is what there. The Java developers requirement is just preparing the application and sending that application as a var file or jar file or maybe ER file to the system administrators, where system administrators will take the responsibility of what their deployment process. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? Okay, this is initial orientation there. Later on, what happened there? No, that system administrators and maybe some other administrators, all of them are called as what their operations team. All these are called as what their operations team. System administrators team, the term was gone. Then where what is available? Operations team is coming. As a Java developer, whatever the application I prepared there, I have to send that application to what their operations team. Then next onwards, operations team will take care about it. But my application is a well-tested application, everything is okay. Then operations team will take care about that application, and they are going to deploy or they are going to move on to the production. Everything they will take care. Operations team will take care about it later on in the middle. That is a somewhat terminology there. But at present, what is the present terminology? The present thing is what their full stack Java developer. What is this full stack Java developer? No, full stack Java developer must involve in all phases of the project. He must be the main resource of the project. He must involve in all phases of the project. Right from at least right from design phase. Web development maybe. Then after that application development maybe. Then after that testing maybe. Full stack Java developer is a developer as well as is a tester, as well as is a deployer, as well as he is an operations team. He would be monitoring that entire project. He would be a system administrator. Anything, every responsibility must be given to like what there to the full stack Java developer. Starting point of the project to ending point of the project, he must involve in all the aspects. Think a minute of it here. Think a minute of it. Previous case, if we take, no, you are the developer, just you involved in the development phase only. Some other operations team member is available, is taking about deployment or something else. When operations team people are doing some operations there over the project, when they are deploying, some issues coming there, that issue is somewhat related with the developer, for example, what that operation team member is able to do, what he able to do, no, and then he has to send that back. He has to send back the total project to whom there, to the developer. Now developer has to do that. Again, he has to do that. That means there should be a communication between developer and operations team member or not. There should be a communication or not. The communication is required or not. But unfortunately, operations team member may raise one issue. The developer may not understand properly. He may provide some other solution. Again, some communication lag is available. Totally, the project is not going to be worked out. Maybe example I'm telling them. Operations team members, what they are thinking there, no, they want to have study over the application deployment, or maybe they want to change some resources there continuously frequently. But developers team, what they want to do there, they want to have a constant configurations there, no, maybe some deployment issues are coming there. The deployment issues are related with what their development part. They have to communicate with the developers, then developers have to do some work. So maybe some kind of sync must be existed between developer and as well as what there, that the operations team, no. But when two persons are working on two different areas, no, definitely some communication lag is going on. Because of that reason, our application processing might be a very low. The process would be very low, where some unfortunate some lags are coming, some kind of problems are coming there. To overcome this kind of problems only, what companies are trying to do, no, companies are trying to involve the same person for development and as well as for what their operations team, no. Because of this particular issue only, the concept like DevOps is coming into the picture. Because of this lag, to fulfill this particular lag only, to provide bridge between developers and as well as like what their operations team, no, then DevOps concept is coming into the picture. The DevOps members must identify the development activities, and DevOps people must identify like what their operations team activities. Both must be known by what their DevOps members. Indirectly, what companies are doing there, previously separated team is available there for operations now. And nowadays that operations team is come under what their DevOps. But DevOps members must have, some people must have knowledge on what their development activities also. At the same time, operations activities also. Both if they're having awareness now, instead of submitting the project back to the respective thing, again they're able to complete there. That respective problem will be resolved there itself. They know development and as well as what their operations team know. So in that way, DevOps concept is coming to the picture now. All right, sir. If you are the full stack Java developer, you might be involved in the development activity. You are the person we are doing deployment. If any deployment issue is coming there, already you knows about the development. There easily we can resolve the problem or not. We are not required to send back the project to the developer, again remanipulating it, again repacking it, again retesting it, again giving that to the not required or not. Easily we can solve that problems or not. That nowadays companies are expecting. That's the meaning of like what their full stack Java developer. The person who involved in development activities and operations activities, that person is what there is a full stack Java developer. That's why nowadays full stack Java developers are having very good demand in outside. That's the point, guys. What I'm telling to you. Observe carefully. All right, that's okay, fine. Now let's observe this clearly. All right, sir. Fine. Now let's move on to the point here. Okay, sir. Just information I'm telling there. Just try to understand what's going to be happen as a full stack Java developer and as a normal Java developer. Leave this one. Nowadays, it's a migration term from normal Java developer to full stack Java developer. Most of the people are getting confusion. What to do as a full stack Java developer, what to do as a normal Java developer. It's a confusion. Nowadays might be every Java developer is migrating to what their full stack Java developer. Nowadays, every company is looking for what their Java, that means full stack Java developer. That's why this kind of awareness is required for everybody. So if you are the full stack Java developer, you must know how to develop the application. You must know how to test the application. You must know how to deploy the application. You must know how to move that project into the production mode. Understand my point, Ken? So you will be the single point of contact for any type of activity with respect to that particular project. Now company's work is very simple or not? Now company's management is very simple or not? Their management activities are very simple or not? That's why full stack Java developers are having very good demand in outside. Let's leave this one. Now coming to the points here. Okay, forget about it. Now coming to the content here. Steps to prepare first web application. That means first servlet application. What are the various steps here we require now? Step number 1, observe carefully. Download and install server software. Right, sir. Next one is download and install. Of course, this is optional here, but still, as a list I'm writing now, Java software and IDE software. Any IDE we can use there, but as of now, we are going to use what there Eclipse IDE. Last 1 month of these classes, I will use what there IntelliJ IDE. Why? Because IntelliJ IDE 2 versions are available: free version and what next one here no licensed version. Free version is giving support up to JDBC programs only, not giving support for what their web application development. But licensed version is giving support for all. Licensed version is available for us up to 1 month of trial period. I want to utilize the trial period last 1 month for our classes. So that we can understand clearly how to use that. Don't worry. So almost all in the middle of the servlet, I may go to the ending in last 1 month of the time. Then from that point onwards, I will use that IntelliJ IDE also. But as of now, I'm going to use what there Eclipse IDE. Let's say this: download and install Java software and IDE software. I think all of you might be having this particular step here. As a step I'm writing there, I'm not doing anything for that. Next one is after that IDE or editor. I want to use that editor softwares. First program, very first program, I don't want to prepare with the IDE. Very first program I will prepare with the edit plus only. There you can see what hard work we have to do. Second program onwards I will show with what their IDE. There we can understand clearly. Right side. Third one, third step is like what there. After that, prepare web application architecture. Prepare what there web application architecture. Right sir. Otherwise I will do one point here. Now try to understand this clearly. Okay, no problem. I'll clarify this. Prepare web application architecture. Then after that, prepare deployment descriptor. Prepare deployment descriptor. In the bracket I'm telling to you web.xml file. Next one is what there. Prepare web resources. Like what are the web resources now? HTMLs, comma, servlets, comma, JSPs, and so on. Anything, whatever the things here we want to prepare there, that we can write now. Right, sir. Next one, after that, after completion of this, compile the resources. If it is a servlet, we must compile that resource, no? Compile the resources. Okay. Prepare the web resources, that's sufficient. There itself we have to compile automatically, that step will be included. Next one is start the server and deploy the application, web application. Deploy the web application. Seventh one, access the web application. That's it. These are the various steps here we have to follow. Come again, what are the various steps here I'm telling there? Download and install server software. As of now, I'm going to use what server software, you know, Tomcat, that's it. Which version here? I will decide that. Latest version only. We are going to use Max. Tomcat version. Download and install Java software and IDE or editor software. Prepare web application architecture. Prepare deployment descriptor. Prepare web resources like HTML, servlets, JSPs. Start the server and deploy the web application and access the application. Yes, clear to all of you know? All right, sir. Now, download and install server software. Step number 1, I'm trying to follow. Download and install server software. Right. Tomcat server only. First of all, already I had one Tomcat server in my system. Let me uninstall it. How, sir? How I'm going to uninstall the software there? How we are going to uninstall the software there? Can I go to the location of the Tomcat server where I installed? That's like what their C drive. In a C drive, directly search for Tomcat Apache Software Foundations. Right, directly right click on it and can I go for delete button? No, this is not the way. If you do that, maybe of course that installed files may be deleted, but internally some installed files and folders are existed. They will not be deleted. Again, they will not allow us to reinstall the software. And so we should not do that. So we must go for what there? Control panel. Go for control panel. In control panel, uninstall a program option is available. There we have to go for what there? Apache Tomcat 9.0. Previously, I installed with what there? Apache Tomcat 9.0. Right click on it and uninstall it. Right, sir. That was installed there. Click on uninstall button. Okay, remove all files on the Apache Tomcat 9.0 directory. Okay, no issues. Close. Right, sir. In my system, Apache Tomcat 9.x is not available. Let me check it. C drive, Apache Software Foundation is available, but nothing is available here now. Right. Even I want to remove that one also. All right, sir. Anything else like Tomcat here, Tomcat directly? All right, nothing is available here. That's okay, fine. All right. Tomcat is not available in my system. Now let me download this Tomcat here from the web. Now just I said to you, no need to remember any website name, just Google it. Google it. What we have to do there, Tomcat download. Tomcat just a download. I'm telling them that's enough. This is what their Apache Tomcat 9 now. Apache Tomcat 10 now. Software downloads is available. No problem. Tomcat.apache.org. If you open it now, then automatically here we are able to get like what there, the latest version only here we are able to get. Now here we are getting some versions here. Download. This is a tomcat.apache.org. Just remember this. Here downloadable things are available here. Downloadable things are existed here. Now observe carefully here. What downloadable things are existed here now? Which version? Tomcat 11 alpha version. Think of it, it's not full-fledged version there. Some trial version here. Not required for us. Stable versions only we are going to take. What is the need of taking that unstable versions? No, alpha version, next beta version, next gamma version. Then after that, they will release what their main version of the Tomcat. So not required. Just leave this one. So which one is available at a full-fledged? Tomcat 10 is available. Now let me check. Let me click on it. Tomcat 10. Now when I click on this Tomcat 10 here we are having like what there? Binary distribution. Then we are having like what there? Binary distribution. Please guys, all of you observe carefully. In two ways we are able to get Tomcat server. In how many ways we are able to get Tomcat server? In two ways. What are the two ways of getting Tomcat server now? First one, all of you are okay? People are sleeping now. Don't sleep by sitting in front of me now. I'm discussing about very first program in servlets. Now if you are sleeping now, that remaining life is also sleeping. In the first program, how we are getting sleeping, I don't know. It shows clearly how much hard work you have done yesterday's night. With the WhatsApp chatting or maybe some messengers. All right. Seriously, I'm telling you, if you're sleeping inside the class, I'll send you outside. With 12 rupees of money, I will give to you. For what purpose there? Right. If you want to take money from for chai, then sleep now in front of me. Or else I'll come to you, I will ask 10 core Java questions. If you answer for 10 core Java questions, then you are eligible to sleep inside the class now. Even my condition is also not good, but still I'm taking the class now because of you. But if you're sleeping in a sense, it's totally irresponsibility for you. Don't do that. Try to understand. Important thing I'm telling you. How to install Tomcat server, I'm telling you. Of course, you know about it, the installation of the Java software, but you don't know how to install Tomcat server. In a standard approach, I'm telling to you. Right? Try to listen. Don't sleep inside the class now. Right, sir. Now come for it now. The Tomcat server is available in two ways for us. One is setup a file. We can download and we can execute that setup file. Tomcat server will be installed. And the second one is directly distribution we are getting. Distribution is what there already installed folders are available in the form of a zip file. Download the zip file, extract it. There the total Tomcat installed directory set here we are getting. Copy that into the C drive. That is an installation. Two things are available. But which thing we want to use? Is the directly installed folders you want to get in the form of zip and you want to copy that to folders in a C drive, or else you want to install the Tomcat server separately. So here, for the sake of this, my option is what there. I want to get installer. I want to get what there installer, not the distribution. Why? Because if I get the distribution, no, I have to do so many setups. But if I go with what the installer, if I double click on that installer file there, automatically it will provide the required setups now. I'm thinking in this way. That's why I want to get what there installer. Observe carefully. Now observe carefully, all of you know. This is what, sir? Zip file. Then what we are able to get? Installed one we are able to get. I don't require that. Last one is available now. This is what there? 32-bit or 64-bit Windows service installer. Yeah, this I want to get where setup file will come. Where what we are able to get there? Setup file can. Now observe carefully. Let me click on it. Now it's going to be installed. Finish. Installed. Installed here. Of course, in your system also it might be installed in a short way. That we are getting there. Now here we are getting that installer. Okay, right, sir. Just give a minute of time for the sake of this document. Right, 1 minute. Download the Tomcat 10 version from the following link. There's a link here I given to you. Then after that, what next one here? Then here, select following link and select what we have to select there. What I given there? Select like this one. This name here I need to select. Right. Just for our idea purpose, I'm giving there. Select this. That's enough. So finally here we are able to download this. Let me cut it. I want to go for E drive. Inside the E drive softwares, then here servers. All right, sir. Already I had like what there? Tomcat 9 and Tomcat 10 both are available. Had I or not? So I need to right click on it and I have to paste it. Of course, Apache Tomcat 10.0.27 is available. Am I right or not? All right. So now let me create a folder. Now this is for what there? Tomcat folder there. All three things I want to be moved to like what there? Tomcat. So in Tomcat they're available. Now what I have to do there? Now before going to install this, let us have some description about this Tomcat. Let's have some description about the Tomcat here. That means which things are some nodes might be existed here. Like here. Now any information here we are getting there. Now tell me, welcome to the Tomcat 10.x version software download page now. That's okay, fine. Which version page? Which version you need? Specific versions implementation minimum. Java version required and lots more useful information may be found on the version page. Now let me click on it. Some details now. Right. Observe carefully. Tomcat 10.x version is supporting what? And is required which Java versions internally. Then all the things here we are getting. Now see this one. What versions are available here? Servlet specific version. This is like what I'm telling you, Tomcat 10 only. The Tomcat 10 is supporting what there? Servlet specification 6.1, 5.0, right from 2.x version to up to 6.x. Servlets versions are available. Servlet versions are like what there? 6.x is the latest version here now. All right, sir, which are supported here now. JSP up to 4.0. Expression language, WebSocket. Oh, okay, fine. These are okay, fine. All right, sir. Now tell me. Now see this one. Apache Tomcat versions are available here. What is this version here we are getting there? 10.1.x version. That is supporting what there? 6.0. All these many things are available there. Okay. Latest version is what there? 10.1.5. Something else. Okay, leave it. No problem here. Now here, what it is supporting Java version now? 11 and later. 11 and later in the sense 17 is also be supported or not? Of course, 17 is supported. But if it is a Tomcat 11.x now, we must have which version of the Java? 17 version. Of course, in my system, I had already 17 version. Okay. 11 and later versions I required. 17 version I want to use. But I not required to use what there 8 version number 8 not required. Why? Because 8 is suitable for what there 8 is suitable for what there which version of the Tomcat here no 9.0 and 10.0 superseded something else no some problem is going to be happen there, but better to go for what there 11th version or more than that 11 version here. 17 version is okay or not? 17 version is okay or not? So before going to start installation, first of all, you must get ready your system with the Java 17 version or more specifically 11 version. No problem. 11 version onwards, support is available either 11 or later. Then better go for what there 11 after 11 or maybe any version can. I want to go with the 17th version of the Java. Let me check first of all, is that 17th version is available or not in my system here? No. Java have I installed any 17th version? No. Of course, previously available. Yesterday night I uninstalled it. Have you seen any 17th version here? No, not available. So how do I record the 17th version or not? No problem. Already I had that 17th version which I already available. Not required to download that. Already in Core Java itself we downloaded that one, right? I might be go for what there? Software. Then here I need to go for JDKs. There 17.0.5, 17.0.4 both are available there. I can install anything. Let me install this particular one. Or else, if we are not having 17th version there, better to install what there 11 version, no issues for it. Okay, right now let's see this one. Click on next button. Now here I want to change the location here. What is that location here? I have to change there. Right, so now click on OK button. Then after that, click on next button. In 17th version, only JDK will be installed. Only what's going to be installed here? No, only JDK will be installed. All right, sir. Observe carefully. JR is not going to be installed. Why? Because JR is embedded with the JDK. In 17th version, latest versions of the Java, only JDK. Right. Now let's check this clearly. Right. So now click on close. That's okay. Java version is ready. Then better to provide C drive Java is existed here. Now here better to keep this in the path environment variable. 17th one, that is a permanent setup. Better no. Why? Because in some situations servers will get Java version from a path environment variable and Java home only internally. So let me go with that. Right click on this PC, properties, advanced system settings, then here environment variables. Here path is already existed here. Let me click on edit now. I don't require this. I want to delete this. Now here new, I'll provide this bin. Here we are getting okay and okay. Not only that, I want to create one more thing. What is it? One more thing. Have you seen anything else like Java home? No. M2 home, Maven home is available. Now let me create like what there? Java underscore what there? Home. Now here we have to provide like what there? Up to JDK. Not required to provide up to bin. For path bin. For Java home up to JDK. Right. So now click on OK button. That's nice. Java home is existed here. That's okay. Click on OK. Fine. Click on OK button. That's okay. Fine. So my system is ready with Java 17 or not? Now my system is eligible to install Tomcat 10 or not? See, all of you are understanding what I'm telling you, know? Right, sir. Completing first application is the toughest one. Once we completed that, remaining programs are very simple. Same mechanism there. Moreover, these setups we have to recognize clearly. Right, sir. Then after that, now here I want to install my Tomcat server. Now let me double click on this one. This is a setup file actually. Double click on it. Run. Okay, it's asking about it. Don't worry. Run now. Click on next button. Right, so now okay, installation process I'm telling to you. All right, so next one is like what there. installation process. All right, now here double click on the downloaded setup file. I think not required to write that name there. Already we kept it. Number 2, click on next button. That smart skin on all these things may come, may not come in your systems here. Just leave this one. In my system, it is coming there. Just click on it. Next button. If we click on next button, now it is asking about what there. Click on I agree button. All right, sir. Click on I agree button. Maybe some of you are having doubt about it. Sir, it is asking about I agree button. That means license now. Is it a licensed version or a free version now? Is it licensed version or freeware? No, you may get some question there. Answer is very clear. Tomcat, all Apache software foundations tools are freewares. Apache Tomcat is coming from what there? Sorry, Tomcat is coming from Apache software foundations. No, it's a freeware. It's a formality only. Formality only. Right. Click on what there? I agree button. Next one is okay. Directly you can click on next button. But when I go for JSPs, no. I require what their host manager and examples. These two things are also required here. Select both. Select both. Select host manager and what next one can know examples and click on what we have to click there now. Observe carefully. Click on next button. Click on next button. Click on next button. All right. So next one is like what there. Provide the following details. Provide the following details. What details here we have to provide mainly? All of you observe carefully. Server shutdown, what it is taking, sir? -1 it is taking, no? Then better to change it. -1 port numbers, they're not going to be having like this. Okay, better to change it, not like -1 here, something else. Now here 8976, something else, we can use some number. It should not be like compatible with any other, no. It should not be used port number. So server shutdown is what there, 897 8976, any number. That's not mandated to use what that. Server shutdown colon 8976, something else here we can use some unknown number, unknown 4-digit number. In general port numbers are in what there, 4-digit numbers there, right? All right, so now this is one point, server shutdown. Next one is what there, then after that, no, HTTP 1.1 connector port. What is the next one here? HTTP 1.1 connector port. By default what value is available? 8080. This is a port, actual port for Tomcat. But this 8080 is used by so many servers, so many softwares in general, 8080. So because of that reason, I must not get any clash with any other software port numbers. So I want to change it. In place of 8080, I want to provide my own port. So HTTP/1.1 connector. HTTP/1.1 connector. Right, sir. Now by default 8080 is available. Now I want to provide what there, 1010. Anything we can use. You don't have any problem here. We can use, might be your own 4-digit number we can use, but unique number. Better to use what there, unique number. It should not be clash with the other software port numbers. 1010. I have used it. Changed it from 8080. Right, sir. Now let me check this here. Now let me provide like what there, 1010. Don't worry for it. Unfortunately, provide the same thing if we install it now. After installation of the software also we can change them. There's a possibility to change all of them, but in the installation process itself, if we change no, at a time it's going to be completed. Next one is what there, Windows service name. Windows service name. If you open services dot something else, if you open the services, no, where Apache Tomcat here we are able to get, Tomcat 10 here we are able to get, Tomcat administration login. Our account must be created there, our own space must be created, so we need to go for some authentication. Actually they are saying optional, no, but it is not optional. Definitely we have to give something here. Now here I want to give username and password is like what there, Durga is username. Password I want to provide like what there, Durga. So manager GUI and admin GUI, administration and manager both might be access is available for us. Durga and Durga, username and password here I want to provide. Now here, username Durga and password. Of course, in my system, I'm using these two things like this, no? But in our system, you may go for your own name, whatever it may be. Username and password, that depends on you, what we want to use there. But I'm giving what there? Durga and Durga I given. Totally, inside this page, what I changed, sir, now tell me. First of all, server shutdown, some unknown 4-digit port number we provided. By default, -1 is available. If it is -1, server will not run. I'm sure about it. Connector port number, previously 8080 is available. That I changed it to what there? 1010. Windows service name not required to change. Tomcat administration login, username Durga, password is Durga. Nothing is there previously, but I provided these two now. Then what next one here? Click on what button here? No, next button. Click on what button here? Next button. Sixth one. Click on next button. Right, sir. Then after that, if I click on next button here, now it is taking Java. By default, which version of Java it is taking? JRE8 is taking there. Please select the path of Java 8 or later versions. Of course, it is expecting Java 10 minimum, right? But now it is asking about what there? Java 8. It's not the mistake from our side here, but anyway, here it is asking there. Please select the path of Java 8 or later JRE installation on our system. It is taking that point here. But officially, they are giving Java 17 and Java. What versions there? No, Java 11 and later. But now the software is asking what there? Java 8. Where is the meaning here? Leave it anyway. Not required to think about it. I think so. Maybe some subversions wise, some difference might be identified here. As per that is taking now. No issues. Java JRE8 is available or not? Okay, now as per our view, if you want to specify Java 17, we can use that. Java 17, if you want to specify that, just click on browse there. What we have to select there? JRE. JRE in the sense JDK only. Alright, sir. Now here we have to go with what there? 17 version of the Java. Now it is available or not? Just select it. Okay. Got it or not? Okay. Now 17 version only I selected here. No problem. What next one here? Click on what button here? No, next button. Now here I'm telling there. Select JDK 8. I'm giving in the document here for the sake of it. JDK 8 or above. Okay. Alright. But I selected what there? JDK 17. Now it is not JDK actually. It is asking about what there? JRE. Okay. Or above. But I selected what there? JDK 17. Either of this thing here we can select now. Why? Because JDK also includes what's there? JRE. Not to think about it, much about it now. Okay, fine. That is okay. Selected here. Then click on what button here? No, next button there. Click on next button. Click on what button here? Next button. Alright, sir. Now it is asking about the Tomcat installation location. By default, it is taking which locations are now tell me program files. But as per my view, I don't want to install that the software under program files and Apache Software Foundation, some other location here directly C:/Tomcat 10.0. That's it. I want to remove the total part here. Now change the installation location, but this is my option. Of course, still if you want to install it under program files, go ahead, no problem. Right, so change the installation location to directly I want to say like what there C:/Tomcat 10.0, that location. Directly I want to provide this location here. Now let me check it. Just I want to remove all this content here now. Right, sir. Now it is completed. Now here it is asking about some specification. Now try to observe carefully. Space required 15.5 mg, but space available is what there? 13.3 GB. No issues. Click on install button. Next one is what there? Click on install button. Right, sir. Click on install button. Now it's going to be installed. Okay. Right, sir. I think so. Then I downloaded which version of the Tomcat there? Just give a minute after 10.0.27. I think so. In the specification phase, it might be giving information for us is what there 10.1 version. Okay, 10.0 point something else, no, 8 and later, right? I think so. It's right information it has given there. I think I got some overlooking, right? So no problem. 8 and later in the sense maybe 17 version also, no problem here. All right, no problem. Anyway, specification page is available, then we can check with it. There we are able to get some clarity. Leave it. Now let's move on to this point here. Now what next one here? Unselect these two, no, then click on what button here? Finish button there. Click on finish button. Deselect what we have to deselect there, no, run Apache Tomcat show readme. Unselect, then after that click on what button here, no, finish button. Right. So again, now it is completed. If I click on finish button, now it will be completed. That's it, guys. All right, sir. Now my Tomcat server is ready. I installed it clearly. All right. Now let's see that installation. Is it possible to run properly or not? I want to check it to test whether Tomcat server is ready to run or not. Execute. Now see this. I'll give that. Execute Tomcat 10 application. Tomcat 10 application existed under. I'll give that location to you. Write this location there. First, understand this C drive. The Tomcat 10.0 is created or not? Created, no. Inside this Tomcat 10.0 bin. Inside the bin, Tomcat 10 application is available like this. Tomcat 10 application available under bin. Okay. Then what we have to observe there? Let me double click on it. You are going to get that black and white screen. Allow access, no problem here. Allow access. If we click on this allow access now, this is server software, server console. In other words, server command prompt. So there, see this. There, what we are getting there, observe carefully. All these are logs. All these are what they're logs in our system. There we are able to get like what they're Argdot, Apache Catalyst startup. Start server startup in what there 2740 milliseconds. If you are getting this information, then it's okay, fine. Now tell me what is the port number, guys? Previously, what is available? 8080. Then I change it to what there? 1010. Now we are getting this one or not? Okay, then all the configurations here we are getting something else now. So this is my Tomcat server started. So it's very clear that. Then if I click on this one, if I execute this, observe the server command prompt. In your understanding form, I'm writing there. Otherwise, server console, server command prompt, where all the server logs, all these are what there server logs only. Whatever the data we are getting on console, no server logs. Okay, sir, good. Now I have a question. What is that question? You know, how to shut down the server? Just I started the server. Then how to shut down the server? To shut down the server, nothing. Just close this window. Finish. Close this window. Automatically, server will shut down after some few minutes of time. After completing all processes internally, now automatically it's going to be down. Yes, sir, got it or not? This is like what the server startup and server shutdown. Let's try once again here. Tomcat 10 application here we provided there. Right, sir. So server startup here. It's okay, fine. Then I want to open Tomcat home page. I want to open Tomcat home page. Then what we have to do there? Right click on it. Tell me, guys. You only tell me http:// localhost:. Why I'm using localhost now? Tell me. My server software I installed in the same client machine or not? That's why we must use what there? Local host. Okay, then port number we have to provide or not? What is that port number there? Come on, 1010. That's enough. Click on enter button. Click on enter button. Automatically the Tomcat home page here we are getting. This is Tomcat home page. Okay, fine. All right, sir. Something else that is giving some services there, then all the things are available. If you want to deploy any application, or else if you want to see the deployed applications, either you want to deploy or you want to see the deployed applications, go with what their manager op. We have to open what their manager. Manager can see that the deployments and all. Manager app. Click on this manager app. Now it is asking about what their username and password. What username and password I provided there? Durga, and password is also like what there? Durga. Click on sign in button here. Leave it. Now all these are like what their applications which are deployed already. That means these are predefined applications. All these are like what they're predefined applications. Docs are examples or host manager, all these are predefined applications. If you want to deploy any of your application there, here we have to keep it. Here we have to keep that. I'll show how to deploy the applications and everything. No, as of now, just we can understand how to open home page, then how to deploy the programs, then all content here we are able to see there. Yes, sir. Is that point is clear or not? All of you know, right? Next, one more point. See, I'm going to give some note related things now. Observe carefully. If you want to know or modify server port numbers, if you want to know or modify server port numbers, then use the following XML file. What is that XML file here? Observe carefully. Let me shut down it. Not required. No, I shut down it. That's okay. Let me go for it now. If you want to see all the configuration details of the Tomcat server, might be port numbers or some other details, no, go with what their conf folder is available. Inside the conf folder, server.xml file is available. Inside the conf folder, what is available? No, server.xml. Right click on it, then open with edit plus or edit plus or whatever it may be. Anything here we can use. This XML file is giving clarity on what there all the configurations. For shutdown process, what is the port number? 897 is by default. Which one is available? -1. If it is -1, no, even our Tomcat server will not start. If the shutdown port is -1, even our Tomcat server will not start. Just it will come and close. Blink it, blinking. Right, sir. Leave this one. Then after that, database is okay, not required here. I'll show one more point here. Now see this one. HTTP 1.1 port is what there? 1010. By default, it is what there? 8080. But 8080 might be used by Oracle also. If Oracle is installed in our system there, Oracle documentation will use what there? 8080. So clashing is going on. It will not allow us to open our server. Again, it will blink and close the server prompt. So we have to use like what there? 1010 or some other, whatever it may be. Right, sir. These two things here are available. Unfortunately, I installed my Tomcat server with 8080 only, sir. Come here, modify this. Yes, sir, got it or not? Come here and modify this. Now here, this one. Come here and modify this. Got it or not? Unfortunately, if I install with 8080, open it and there we can modify this. Server shutdown -1 is available. Okay, no problem. Come here and modify this. Got it or not? All right, sir. Then apart from this, see, Tomcat is also be providing JNDI support. So the JNDI configuration here we can provide there. JNDI resources like this. Okay, leave this one. So these are the setups here we can understand. Okay, leave it. It's okay, right? Okay, sir. Now, unfortunately, what happened there? I did not provided any username and password for my account in my Tomcat. So I want to provide them, but I installed it. But I have not provided any information there about username and password. I want to provide that. So better to go for conf folder. Inside this conf folder, what is available here? Tomcat-users.xml is available. Tomcat-users.xml. Open it. Right now, you can down. All right. Just I think this is not available here as it is. If you are not providing that, that is available in a comment actually. But now here it is available in a comment. It is available. Am I right or not? Okay, sir. Then copy this and keep that in outside of the comment. No, these are XML comments actually. In outside of the comment, we have to keep it. Username Durga, password is Durga, roles is like what there. That what we provided here. That's it. As it is, we can provide this. Already the tag is available here inside the comment. Now, just copy this and keep that in outside of the comment. There we can change the data. What change? What data here we want to change? Admin, robot, and all these things are not required. Just we can provide your own username, password. We can write in our own. Roles are what there? GUI manager and admin manager. These two things here we can provide there now. Right, sir? By that here we are able to get it clearly. Right, sir? Leave this one. So that we have to change it. For example, if we download as a distribution in installed folders, no, these many things we have to do explicitly. I get my point or not? If we download directly installed folders, no, zip file, no, just we are going to copy paste that under C drive, then open it, then every time we have to change all these things. That means one time we have to change all these things explicitly. But if it is an installer, in the installation, it is asking the data, we change it. Standardly, that changes are happened or not. Because of that, is no, I'll go for what there, that installer directly. Right, so now these are the points here we can understand. Then what I'm telling to you, if you want to know or modify server port numbers, then use the following XML file. What is that XML file, guys? Now tell me C colon slash Tomcat 10.0 slash then what next one here? No, conf. Am I right or not? Conf slash inside the conf what we have to open there? Server.xml. That file here we have to use. Another one, another note here. If we want to know or modify server, that means Tomcat server username and password, then use the following XML file. Then what is this XML file there? Now tell me. C Tomcat 10.0 conf. Inside this, then what we have to open there? Now tell me. Tomcat hyphen users.xml. Then there we can provide our data here. That's it. That's it, guys. Now this is the total awareness. Here we can understand about like what their server. Clear to all of you? Right. So now. Then after that, what next one here? After completion of this one, in the steps here, I given clearly download and install Java software and IDE or editor. I think it is not required here. Depends on if we can do that. Already in the right from core Java onwards, we are doing that. Next one is what there? After completion of this, no, prepare web applications architecture. Other one is what there? Prepare web applications architecture. Prepare web applications architecture. Right. This is also be somewhat interesting for us, no? Then better to use this. Better to understand this. This also be very important for us. One time we need to understand the total web application architecture. I'll give some content there about this, right? So that I will discuss with you on tomorrow. So today, what is your work? Right, everybody must install the Java. That means this is a Tomcat server. Whatever the configurations and whatever the things are shown there, just try to watch one time here. If you have any doubt about it, no, then try to see this video and try to do that. But before going to start our installation there, required Java software we have to install. You must make ready only Java software. That's sufficient now. By default, the Tomcat server is taking the GRE from my system or not. If Java is already installed, then it will take it now. What version we want to use there? As I downloaded that particular version there, then we can go with what there required Java version. Better to go over Java 17 or 8. No issues there. That depends on your requirement, right? Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see the remaining part tomorrow. That's okay, fine. Thank you. And those who are attending in online, guys, some of the people are not joined still with ID numbers like what there. Rama Devi is. I'm telling you number of times. If you are not joined with ID numbers, automatically you will be treated as like what there outside members. All right, sir. Then Rama Devi. Then what next one here? Ramesh Anavaram, Santosh Kumar, Sri Durga, Sri Lakshmi Unnam. So you the members, you are not joined with ID numbers. And Amol Lendal, CH Kalyan, Mujifar Malpe. Again, yesterday also the same thing was happened, but our admin people have contacted with you. They're going to join with admin number, but you are not done it. Then please, everybody, then try to join with ID numbers what Durgasoft has given. Okay. So if it is not the case, maybe you might be thought you are from outsiders. Please, everybody, what I'm telling to you know. So try to join with admin number. Okay. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. I'll see you on tomorrow.